Valentine's Day can be really hard for narcissists. Um, Either they straight up forget and they're kind of rushing at the last second to make things better, or things are on the rocks in their relationship and they do this big grandiose gesture, but it's lacking any real heart because the narcissist doesn't understand their partner well enough to know what would have made them happy. And I've struggled with this for 35 years. Um, and I know that a lot of my coaching clients also struggle with this. I had one who was in my support group that showed up after he had forgotten his wife's birthday. And this is something that occurs because narcissists are really just stuck in themselves. It's like the old story of Narcissus, where he is stuck looking at an image of himself until he dies. This is truly what it feels like because we are just thinking of our project, our work, the thing that we have, because somewhere deep down there is a wounded child that thinks that they have to completely focus on themselves. And they can't pull away from themselves because if they do, they might be in jeopardy. And so loving is a really difficult thing for a narcissist. Um, and the reason that we can't seem to know what our partner likes or know what makes him happy is a combination of the first thing that I just explained, and and the second part of that is because when we mess up and our partner tries to say, "Hey, I actually like tomatoes, not carrots," or whatever, we feel so much shame. And shame is such an intense emotion that it throws off our learning. Or so it's like trying to learn while someone's holding a gun to your head. It's too much, right? Like there's too much anxiety for your brain to stop and be like, "Okay, let's save this." That's if the narcissist actually lets that comment all the way in. What usually happens though is because of that same shame, we're defensive and we push off and we say, you know, um, no, this is your fault. Like we don't even let that comment come close to our fragile sense of ego because it will hurt too much. And so we brush them off, we get defensive, and it's almost like how a child won't will never learn how to not put their hand on the stove if there's no pain involved. And see, when we get defensive, we don't involve someone else's pain into our heart, and so we don't actually learn about what they really like or what they really want. So narcissists have a lot of headwinds against them for doing well at love, or and especially doing well on Valentine's Day. And I guess I wanted to do a video today because this Valentine's Day feels quite a bit different for me. Um, Last Valentine's Day, I did some cute things, but I was kind of in a rush. I was like putting it together last second because I had forgotten. And I was doing things for her that really I thought were cool or I thought would have been great. It wasn't from a place of what would really make her happy. And it's interesting to fast forward now a year later and be experiencing it very differently. About a month ago, my brain just automatically was like, "Oh, Valentine's Day is coming up. Kira really cares about days like this. Like she loves to be taken care of and she kind of likes to be spoiled. Like what could I do for her?" This was without her telling me, no hints. Like my brain just went, thinking about it. And I booked this really awesome hotel that's like the type that like you feel like you went back in time, like chandeliers and marble and stuff, and wasn't too expensive, but it's was definitely hard to get on their books if you didn't book a month in advance. And so I did that. I got all the activities that I think are really going to make her happy because these are things that I know she loves. And I took care of it in a way that she just gets to just show up and it's taken care of. And I'm pretty proud of myself, to be honest. Like I'm proud that it's gone well, but I think, for this specific thing, but I'm more proud of my healing over the last year, that I have worked with my shame so that I can let those things in all the way, that I've worked with my empathy so that my brain just automatically, like I said a month ago, remembered to do it for her. So today's the day. We're actually all packed up, the car's ready to go, and we're going to go off and have our date. And I think another part of how Valentine's Day could be for a narcissist who's in healing is that it could be a hard day. Like, and I'm fully prepared for that. Like, I think that a day like this can bring up a lot of old emotions of times where you didn't show up. And even though I know I'm showing up today, or and I have been for a while now, sometimes when you hit holidays and things like this, it just brings up old memories. And I'm I've completely prepared myself for maybe that would happen, and that's okay. And I think my old narcissistic self would have gotten really angry and felt like she just didn't understand me, or I guess I'm just the worst. And I would have kind of shame spiraled. And I guess today, as I mentally play out that happening, I feel okay with it, because love isn't just doing what you think will make someone happy, it's doing what will actually spark joy in them. And so as I think about us ending up in that situation where old feelings are coming up and she's actually feeling sadness or frustration at me, I know that what I want is that she feels good. And so that means that me holding space and being gentle and being understanding in those moments is the thing that I know I'll do. So, um, yeah, I think that for a lot of narcissists, it's not as easy as just saying, well, I'm going to start remembering. I'm going to start doing this now. You really have to work on your shame, and you really have to work on your empathy if you want to show up and love someone the way that they want to be loved. And I guess another reason this feels like a kind of a special day is because I've been so excited to do this for her. Like, I've never really experienced this before in my life, to love someone from a place of making them happy, and then somehow it comes back to me and it makes me happy. Like, my whole life, I felt that I was, and with my ex-wife in my old marriage, it was from a place of fear. Like, I need to show them that I am a great partner so that they won't leave me. And it wasn't that logical, but there was always the performance in there, which tells me that it was actually coming from a place of fear. And in fact, my ex and I would talk this way. And I think she loved me from a place of fear as well, because we would say, if you left me, I would be so sad. I would be destroyed. And we used how sad our life would be as a way of showing them how much we loved the other person. And just kind of shows that, like, it really was based in fear. It really was a fear of losing that person versus a desire to make that person happy. And, I kind of experienced this on Kira's birthday when I was, putting everything together, trying to make it like a really special thing. I was doing it very anxiously. And I was like, oh, I just want to make sure I get it right. It was like the day of when I was rushing. And then I just like stopped and was like, no, like, this is a gift. Like, this is play. And I just eased into it, and it became like the funnest thing. I'm like going around the store. I took extra time. I was like, babe, we're going to be a little bit late. I want to, get some things. And it just like shifted for me. And that's what this last experience has been. I really worked hard on her gift. I took a whole day off and just worked on something that was like really from the heart, and I know that she'll love. And I just feel a lot of gratitude that she taught me how to love, and she taught me that love isn't something you do from fear, but you do because you want to spark joy in the other person. So we're gonna go out to the hotel now, and I I just hope that if there's people who are in a relationship with a narcissist and you can resonate with so many of these things, just know that they can change. It is possible. I'm not saying to stay in an abusive relationship or to put yourself in danger, but I'm trying to give hope to those who want to heal and those who have loved ones that also need to heal. I've got a ton of resources. This is like my whole purpose on YouTube, is to share content that can help people in that exact situation. So if you're a narcissist and you're like, how do I work with my shame? How do I work with opening my heart? Check out some of the links below, because I think it can be really helpful. And hopefully on the next Valentine's Day, you can show up the way that you want and truly experience love the way it was meant to be experienced. So, thanks.